Can you move the podium back?
Well, that's what we can see. That's it.
Yeah, Chief. Chief.
I get it.
Okay,
That's good, Chief.
Chief Ganger. Just move it back. It's too close to the machine. We're able to see the screen.
Thank you.
All right, today is Tuesday, March 24th, 2026. It is 7 p.m. I'm calling the City of Palm Valley special meeting to order. Okay, who would like to lead us in invocation?
Dear Father, thank you for this opportunity to deliberate for the benefit of the citizens of Palm Valley and please get fairness, your wisdom, and guidance. Please grant repose to fellow citizen R.C. Benson who died today and wish condolences to all his friends and especially to his family. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Next pledge allegiance, everybody stand.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, next roll calling quorum.
Scott Nelson present. Mike Vargas present.
Martha Gonzalez present.
Board is present.
Jason Mann present.
And Michael Gahn present. We have a full quorum. All right, next item, public comments. There are none. Okay, let the record. Is there anybody online? Nobody?
If you can go online, but
All right. Okay. Next agenda items for discussion. Real quick, I'm going to skip down to, before we get into the minutes, consent agenda, because we have some employees that we'd like to clear out before we keep them longer than expected. I'm going to skip down to number 12. Consent agenda items, monthly reports. Police Department, Chief, you have anything? Yeah, go ahead. Where is her mic?
I think this one.
Council. This is going to be the police report for the month of February. From February 14th, March 9th, the Department responded to 29 calls and service. Officers have continued ordinance enforcement. Efforts for work permits, brush, file notices, and the maintaining of duty of the city of Palm. Our department is committed to proactive patrol and community policing efforts. The introduction of House Bill 33, Wild Act, has been attached for council consideration approval. Although there are no schools inside of Palm Valley, our department will respond to any active threat and any local armed forces agencies that's critical as we did. Police department will be required to have special equipment and breaching tools accessible to our officers. As the department head is a requirement to take courses training in incident command, management, detachment, and to be in compliance with the act by the allotted deadline, September 1st, 2026. Our officers will also undertake course security training to ensure important safety and protocol. Staffing updates. Daniel Leal has been hired as a part-time officer. He joins with 4 years experience. He works as a full-time guardian with HCID. Budget overview, expenditures $500 on vehicle maintenance and $623 on court security officer training. In community engagement, Chamber of Commerce event, Women's Empowerment, and Primera Municipal Conflicts ribbon cutting. Cost of service, we have them listed. Training and development, TCOLS courses completed will be the courtroom security. It mandates after 1 year bailiff duties are performed. Certifications earned. I just completed LEMIT law enforcement training. So it's just a management institute training that's required by the state. Policy procedure updates, just standing order ensuring officers have time from approval before allotted deadline, ordinance enforcement expectations, and SOP standard operating procedure while I was at LEMIT training in Huntsville. Policy, or I'm just going to kind of switch down, policy or legislative concerns, consideration of the review of the ordinance, recommendation of amending the code of ordinances of the city of Palm Valley, Title 9, Chapter 90, Section 1, General Health and Provision, Sanitation. This is to reduce the compliance period from 10 days to 3 days. Just put that on there. We're seeing piles that are just kind of, they're not on the curb, but they're on the yards. Obviously, they pose hazards. They sit longer, so sometimes our residents have them for 10 days. So we give them that grace period. So just a consideration, if it's possible sometime in the near future. They are safety hazards. There's branches, there's trees, there's limbs that could fly. So we also want our community to be safe, and it's just kind of piled on there until we give them, and they'll wait for the last minute and they'll pull them back in. So with consideration for that. Upcoming initiatives, the ordinances, I mean, the brush pile enforcement is left at the curb. Training or interagency collaborations, assist agency, HPD, we help them with mental health warrants, Cameron County Constable's mental health warrant, and Holmes PD vehicle search, Primera Pedida welfare concern. So we have, I just completed the racial profile, the monthly report, our calls to service, the ordinance report, it's been updated. And just so everyone can see, and it's up to date, everybody else is in compliance, if they're not, it's been pending. And also the House Bill 33, the Uvalde Act, and those are also the mandates that the state is having us training, breaching tools that are necessary. This doesn't go into effect until April 2026, but just kind of like with law enforcement tools, they sell out pretty fast. So I wanted to get a jump on that. And I've also attached a vehicle fleet maintenance quotes for everyone. Our vehicles get pretty dirty, so kind of budgeted to see if I've included Club Car Wash, just a couple to choose from.
That's a question.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I see for suspicious activities. Was there anything of note ultimately in the month of February related?
So in the month of just suspicious of activity, we have, suspicious vehicles, people have called and report. There was somebody that came early in the morning. We went back, we couldn't find any license plate, but that person didn't appear again. So it was actually a house that was up for sale. So we just had our officers just stand by and be on the lookout for any suspicious activity. So we have more of our night patrolmen proactive and on the street.
The second question is, I was out yesterday, getting ready to lose at lunchtime, because I'm on the lunch, and police car came racing out of here with its lights on, and then a Primera police came into the neighborhood as well. So was there an incident yesterday?
There was one of our officers our sergeant was involved in a struggle with a combative subject. Yes, sir. She's all right.
Very good.
And he was arrested.
Yes. I noticed it. Thank you.
I have a question too.
Yeah.
So the other day I went by house on Tangerine for the death. And so the trash can has been out, for 2 weeks. So I'm like, I'm just gonna roll it back up, but it's full. And when I lifted it up to see, oh my gosh, it was full of flies and maggots, and I'm like, and out of courtesy, we just have that removed for him.
Yes, well, if you just give me the address after you, man, we'll go ahead and we'll look into it. Absolutely.
That was it.
If it wasn't picked up, it's probably because I don't have a water count active.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
but
Is it?
they're not picking up that trash. It's been there for 2 weeks.
That had occurred?
Uh-huh. Yeah, and so I thought, oh, it's empty. They just need it, but it's not. It's full and full.
Verify that there's an active water account. If not, we'll have,
But yeah.
yeah, we'll call,
Yeah.
oh, there, okay.
It's-
Oh,
Still should have been picked up. Okay.
yes, I'll go ahead and check on
Tomorrow's trash day, so it's a good day to look.
Yeah,
it. Yes.
we'll keep an eye on it. Any further questions for the chief? Nope. Thank you, chief.
Thank you. I'm sorry, before you walk away, I'm sorry.
Go
It
ahead.
just clicked in my head.
I gave you a chance.
I know, you didn't give me the chance and I threw it out. Yeah, she was 2 steps away. At one point, we asked you for a report weekly to Ms. Rendy.
Mhm.
Can we add that into this monthly report?
Of course.
Okay, so just so we can kind of keep up to date with what y'all are doing?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
The weekly report.
She does that weekly report? Okay, that's all I have. Thank you. Sorry.
All right, Water Department, Public Works, you got something? Nope. Any word on the Harlingen water leak? Are they almost? They did?
Yes, sir. It was a 12-inch main line. And it was an asbestos pipe.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, I guess they repaired it last night and we got to go. And I didn't think nobody got infected. Nobody had low water pressure.
I didn't think so, but I appreciated the heads up. So we got
Yeah,
notes saying
we
Mike.
have to notice just in case because,
Yeah.
and I knew it was on the other side of the pump, but if they were gonna do a major repair and disconnect us, we would have lost pressure, but.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I drove by at about 8:30. I didn't realize it's not our city. I drove by at about 8:30 and it was still bubbling up and
Yeah.
there was a vehicle there and nobody else. It
Yeah,
was like
they have
just
to
a
call for those
bulldozer.
gates and all that. There's no
Oh, gotcha.
gas. I think there was a gas.
There's so much infrastructure right there. We're looking at it and it's
I
like,
figured it
they're
was,
not gonna
yeah.
be able to dig just like
I was
that.
worried about it washing out underneath.
Yeah, luckily we have two entrances. We have one at the Tangerine and the one in Fiesta.
Yeah.
So that's a 12-inch line and the other one is a 10-inch line. So that was pretty good.
Okay.
We didn't get that much of a low pressure.
Great.
Any other questions for Chendal?
Thank you.
Thank you, Chendal.
Uh,
All right. I just need a motion for consent agenda items.
I make the motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
I'll say.
Have a motion, a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, let's go back to number one. Minutes, discussion possible action to approve the following minutes, December 16, 2025 and February 17, 2026. Mr. Randy, and I already see him pressing his button.
I was gonna say I wasn't here on the December meeting, so Scott, you're on your own.
So Mr. Vargas was here as he seconded several things, but he's not listed as either members present or absent. It's possible.
That's the second time. Come on, Randy.
I only had a couple of things, or really the rest of it was looking real good. And then just the approval date. You see updated.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of it, I didn't have any other issues on that one. So if you want to go to the next one.
And here's the next two. Don Prescott. City ordinance says with an S.
Hmm.
Mendoza on the last line, it was the city police chief. I think we should clarify that.
No,
Great.
last line on the bottom.
We could just claim city police chief.
I'm on this.
That's on the very last line on page 2,
Okay.
under Mendoza.
Oh, we're on the next. On the February. Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't think it was appropriate for me to comment on this. So
No, that's.
on page 3. On January 20, in the second line, it's the city administrator for it.
I got that one. Okay.
On page 4. On the third line, where the paragraph starts with Councilman Borges.
Mhm.
Mr. Flores explained that the lines are lead.
I saw that one. Yep. Right.
Hydrants are before turning them back on. And I believe you can go back and look, but I was the one talking, because I was the one who was concerned, because I heard it. Pretty sure that I noted there was no things noticed taken prior to one of these events. That was part of the problem. All the businesses showed up on Stewart Place Road in the morning when the water was off. So there was a suggestion to do something. Well, people can't do anything if they don't have any notice. Pretty sure that I noted that there was not notice at one of those events. So
I agree.
I
Yeah.
think that that would be worth adding. That there was not notice prior to the first event. Pretty sure I said that, but you can go back. And then in the last line, it's city administrator noted that city hall received no calls. It's not.
Bless you.
On page 5. The request for qualifications, third line, council members, one word. And I think to be consistent, it should say, council member Borges requested.
Oh, very much.
And then. On the last paragraph of that page. On the second line, it says, after not required to go out for bids, pretty sure that should be a period because it makes sense kind of. But it says they. To be specific, it's the city council can approve the mayor and the city administrator hiring attorney. So it's actually the council that was made. The word to I think that should be. On page 6. Says Councilmember Baker confirmed, but I think the more accurate way to say it was she asked. She asked the question that if a new city engineer would pick with all the work product, et cetera, the hours. So, or either asked for confirmation, one of the other, but I'm pretty sure that was a question. That sentence also was wrong. I would suggest ours have a question mark. And it says it was confirmed that the work product along with the city, so.
Oh, I see.
Think. On page 9, is my last one. I need a motion made at the top, second line. Period. In the provision created of police chief Daniel for additional 6 months under salary. That's everything I have.
Yeah, nice. Well done.
What was it within last week?
The under here.
Lisa and Scott did it before. Scott can do it. Sure. Scott can write the page.
All right, I need a motion.
Make a motion to accept the minutes as corrected.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Oh, here we go. Second.
I have a motion, and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right. Number 2, variance request discussion, consideration, possible action to approve variance to the front yard setback for new construction at 561 Ben Hogan Drive. Sir, you'd like to step forward?
Yeah.
You can just give us your name and.
Good evening, Joe Michael Bernal here on behalf of Guzman Construction.
on?
Yes, sir, sure is. Once again, Joe Michael Bernal is here on behalf of Guzman Construction. Looking to start a new residential construction at Ben Hogan Drive, requesting a variance of 5 feet. I know the New City ordinance is requesting 30 feet. We're asking for 5 feet because we have it at 25 feet on the front setback. I would be Ben Hogan side.
Okay, and so council on this one, it's been pending for about a month and change now. And the house that was previously there was flooded and it was knocked down, and the new owner wants to build a newer house with a little bit higher. Did we agree to the 18 inches above grade level? There you go. The only issue is there was a previous plan, but I think it's on the second page where it was way over the actual setback thing, but the new one. Okay, Palm Valley side is within the setback line. The Ben Hogan side is about 5 feet over that setback line. But in our ordinance, it states there is something there that we just need to make sure that we're on with it. It says.
That's for clarification.
Sure.
Is this the previous? Is this the
That's the
previous?
old one.
house?
Yeah. Okay.
And just
Wait.
Just to the previous house
Yeah, it was way over.
was way over the setbacks and.
And we don't dispute that. And so, but it does have to be 25 feet unless the average alignment of the buildings along the same side of the streets. So that wording is in there in the, you can read it. Anyways, if you look at where he wants to put the house next door to it would be almost in line with the build of this house. So we looked at that and we stood there and we saw all the markings, because if you go out there, all the
stakes are out.
the
right?
stakes are out there, yeah. And so it's
And actually, just to be on the same page, that was with the previous plan, so we would push those stakes further up.
yeah.
Okay.
So there, that's just, and once again, that's just the pad, so that's just for the dirt work. Obviously, the house can sit on the pad, so that's just for the dirt work.
Okay,
So it's just staff's recommendation that we approve the variance. I'll let y'all have any questions for him.
doesn't give me any heartburn. I mean, I think it makes sense. I'm looking at where it is. It's kind of an odd shape there, so.
Well, it's in a cul-de-sac, so.
Right.
I'm on a corner and it just so happens that all the lots that are irregular.
Right.
So everybody, in order to square yourself off, everybody's having to turn a certain way at each point, right? So everybody's moving around. So in order for us to do that, but if we push back the other extra feet, then we're encroaching on the Palm Valley side. So trying to respect the Palm Valley side, that's the more traffic area.
Sure.
And just so you all know, that Palm Valley side is the one that faces the club, so.
Yeah.
I believe though that it's actually a lot more than 25 feet. So the 25 feet is from the curve.
Not the curve, yes, sir. So you do have quite a bit more because my property line sits inside of that.
It's then been considered the, yeah, we have. And it's been going over.
That's the drive.
Okay.
I had a highlighted one, I don't know where it went.
Yeah, well, connect that to the color copy, but I guess.
You should show me.
This doesn't give me any heartburn, so.
30 feet.
But this one, on the one side is 25 long.
Which is.
Here's
Ben
the
Hogan's.
one.
Big planet. Choose the lucky one.
Normally, I'd suggest moving towards the sidewalk. To push back, but the problem is you're actually gonna encroach more on the more highly traffic road.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I think relative to where you determine what is the most appropriate setback, this is probably the best footprint for the site.
This is one we looked
Actually,
at.
an improvement over the previous footprint.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Correct, yes.
This is the one we looked at before, right? When we tabled it because we didn't have enough information.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
ready, go for it.
I approve, I make a motion that we approve the variance request for 5611.
Yes.
This is 5611 Ben Hogan Circle, as presented.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Good luck, sir. Start
Thank you.
digging.
Appreciate y'all time.
Anything else from us?
No, I'm good.
Randy, will
I will give it Randy as far as the approval.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, y'all. Great evening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Number 3, election lease agreement, discussion, consideration, possible action, approving the lease agreement for election equipment for May 2nd, 2026 election with Cameron County Elections Office. This is Randy Gonzalez, please enlighten us.
So this is pretty straightforward. This is. This is pretty straightforward. This is just the lease with Cameron County for the equipment for the election that we're gonna have. It is in the amount of $478. So this is just the equipment we have to have for the election. So
So I feel like that 478, if you look in the, maybe I missed it somewhere. So I feel like it's more like 25,000. It's 478 per day for the not scanner, for the voter terminal, and then 595 a day for the scanner. Am I reading that right, or did I miss something?
Yeah, it's always been like $8,000. Right?
Yeah, and last year we got 16,000, so I saw that 478, I was amazed by that.
Yeah,
Well, the 16,000 was if they did it for us.
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
okay.
always
Yeah.
8,000
Yeah.
before, right?
Yeah.
Like around the 8.
right, that the per day.
It has been a while.
So how many total days of
24, from April 15th to May 8th.
that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I came up with that number. So if we did just the 478 one, it's 11,472 for the terminal, and then if we do the scanner, it's 14,280. Mike, check me.
And why would we need it on April 15th? Maybe you're reading.
And that's kind of my question.
Part and then the election
Yeah,
part
early
about the
voting.
higher duration.
Early voting starts on the 20th. So, which is a Monday. I assume you need to test it.
And they want us to pick it up on
To
April
get it on
15th.
Friday, maybe?
Well, that's a Wednesday.
Right.
Yeah. So what would?
I'm just asking why we have to be on the.
Right, and that's kind of my question. So I feel like it's a whole lot of money, for instance, sitting around that we then have to secure, make sure that we can near it or tamper with it.
Well, you're definitely gonna have to keep it the second week, there's. Interim period where it's not used for a couple of days, but
Right.
it's gonna have to hold everything, so you're gonna have to have it. Randy, is there any reason that we have to have it on the 15th? There may be, I'm just asking a question. I don't think you can fire it up in the morning, and if it doesn't work, you'd have a big problem, so I understand. Of course, then we have to pay for the weekend and everything, but.
Right. I honestly, that's just the date that they gave us. I think that there's a period of time in which I think because everyone's having to pick it up and there's just different dates that everyone's having to pick up equipment and get it delivered. That's my best.
And they charge you.
And we have to pay for it when we have it.
What if we approved it, we gave discretion that if she was negotiated, people got a couple of days later, she could do that. I mean, that would save the city over $1,000. And I would reiterate, there may be a reason that it could even.
I think it has something to do with the testing of getting it here and having it tested. And then once it's here and tested, it has to stay here and not be. So I think it has to do with timing, getting it tested, and then it's here. So I am sure it has to do with the working, because if you look down in the about the consideration, it talks about the testing, and I believe that's where the days come into play is the testing. But we can approve it with and I will certainly try to minimize the days that we have it. I just that's just what the county said. This is what you have. And
do you have to pay for anybody to, in addition to that, do you have to pay, what's this about? County may charge $15 per hour at the minimum of 2 hours and mileage at.
So they have to pick it up to deliver it, I think.
Oh,
Both delivery and
and they don't charge if they come check on things.
No, they're required to come and randomly do stuff. They can pop in whenever they feel like it.
So I'm just concerned, it doesn't say 4 days of use, but it does say each day of use, so I guess it wouldn't be all that time, because we've got it here. You're right, we have to fire it up on the Friday before. So
It says for each day.
knocks a few days off, yeah.
Of use.
Abuse.
Well, I would wait on that.
Would we have
Mhm.
weekend days for early voting? Sometimes they open Saturdays for
There
early
is-
voting.
There is, in the middle of the early period, there's a Saturday, but I would think if it says of use, they shouldn't charge us for the weekend before, if it's not open. I suspect they're gonna charge us for the testing day.
And do we need both pieces of equipment? Do we need the voter assist terminal and the scanner?
yeah,
Mhm.
Okay. So then I.
Buy one, get one free.
4 days.
Or-
I think we should give the administrator the ability to clarify what days of use is.
Yeah, what those
In an
actual
effort to.
voting days are, yeah, that's fair.
How many elections are during that time? That's it, stars. There is a
Be all local,
There's a couple
all
of.
local option. And then after ours will be the runoff, but at the same time. I don't know how many people are in local, how many cities are in local option.
Good question.
There's a few. I suggest we make a motion to approve the lease. And we can direct Renee to clarify what its use is in order to get the most cost efficient lease possible.
I have a motion, I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Right.
Thank you for that, because I was off the mark for the money amount there.
All right, number 4, credit card service agreement, discussion, consideration, possible action approving the use of a credit card service vendor to enable the city of Palm Valley to begin accepting credit card payments on site and online for utility services, municipal court payments and permits. Ms. Randy Gonzalez.
So, Council, this is coming to you. We have one of the biggest requests we have when we are trying to take payments for anything is, do you accept a card? And the answer is consistently no. And so yes, and so we have if you get a citation by the what's the scanner one? Yeah, Trusted Driver, you can pay by a card. And then I think there's one other way to pay a citation online by a card, but those are the only 2 payments we can take by a card. But if you walk in to make a payment for your citation, you can't pay with a card. If you walk in to pay your utility bill, you can't pay with a card. So I did some research and for a couple options for credit card payments, and I'm recommending the Hammer Enterprises, the middle option. I did reach out to our bank to see if they accepted as merchants for credit cards. Obviously, theirs is much more complex and it costs a lot. They do have an option where they would refer us to a third party vendor, which is basically what I've reached out to. So, but it would be a lot of cost. Hammer Enterprise, they do not charge the city anything. The fees are all forwarded onto the consumer. They can get us ready to go in about 3 hours. The platform is set up. Take a water payment. If we take a court payment, it'll go directly into our, where we want the court payments, and they give us a link that will be placed on our website of the way if somebody calls, we can take a payment over the phone, or if somebody were to walk in, we can take a payment with a card on site. So, and theirs is, like I said, it's set up. It's pretty much a very plug and play. They've been doing it for a long time. Their agreement is just that. It's an agreement. It's not a contract. There is no terms to it as far as length or time. And it can be canceled at any minute because it's not a contract. So it's just there for us to use.
What if they charge the city?
3%, I believe, is what they charge on to. Yeah.
About the equipment, are we leasing that? Are we buying it?
So that's the good thing about Hammer is it's all through the internet. So it's a link. So there's a system that we'll log into, and they'll plug in, like if they log in on the internet, they'll plug in their card information. If they call us, we'll be plugging in the card information. There is a card reader that they send us if we want to have a card reader, but and we can scan it. But there's no charge for that. It's just a reader, so there is no equipment charge. The same thing with the business payment systems. I met with them. They don't charge for the equipment. They do have a contract. They said it's a 3-year contract, but they waived the termination fee. I asked for a contract. I'm still waiting for that, and so and their system didn't seem to be quite as plug and play. They seem to have a little bit more advanced technology that sounded very interesting, but it sounded a little bit more complex than what we were ready for. And I was stressing that I don't know when we get ERP system fully up and going how everything's going to integrate. So I wanted that could terminate if ERP has something that we don't need that thing or it to be very flexible. But I'm just getting a lot of requests be able to take credit card payments. And right now we do make it very difficult to pay. We don't accept cash. All we accept are check orders. So I can't say how many times we have very unhappy people that have to leave to go find a place. The gas stations don't even do money orders anymore. So we have to people to go with money orders. So
Does it do debit cards too?
yeah, so as long as it's got the logo, credit card logo. Mm-hmm. So 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 if there are any questions, I just feel like it'll be a good thing for our residents. If they don't want to use it, they don't have to. It doesn't cost us anything. Like I said, he can have us up and going pretty quickly, and we can put it on our website for people to have the option. The only downside with both of them, Hammer and business payment systems, they'll still have to know the amount. So they would still have to call and say, how much is my citation, because it won't be nothing will access. So it's not like they can log into their account and go, my utility bill is this much, you still have to know how much your account is and plug that information in yourself, but it's still being able to do it. Instead of having to do it.
In the future, we'll be able to integrate a lot of
Yeah.
that, so, because she's still in the process of building out the enterprise.
I'm sure, yeah.
The league will integrate with, and I mean, and that will, they do have a secondary platform that will do the utilities and work with that. I think seamlessly, but I didn't really go there because I need to make sure what ERP has to offer first, because that's obviously what we want to focus on and make sure we maximize those, and we'll go from there. So this is just kind of a middle ground to get us from A to Z.
I think if you're doing hammer, I mean, kind of a no-brainer. If we don't like it, there's no harm. I mean, I can't say there's no harm because there may be, but that would be the issue.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I would make the motion to approve.
I have a comment.
Yes, sir.
It's exactly what I'm saying. Where is the money going into? Which bank account is it going into?
Okay.
How do we procure our bank?
So the money goes directly into, so if it is a court payment, it goes directly into the, whichever account we designate it to. So, I mean, if we want it to go directly into our city operating account, revenue account, whichever funds they want to directly go into, that's how it would go.
I mean, does Hammer just do businesses generally? Do they specialize in governments? Because I think as a government entity, we should be particularly.
No, they specialize. They have, I put a sample agreement of theirs in. They've been doing this, I think, over 5 years. They do, the municipalities and, I don't remember, I put their.
It's just Hamer.
Hammer, not hammer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
sorry,
Hamer.
but yes, they and they have their certifications and the maybe an attachment they didn't have. But they do have all of the security that was required to do all of the municipalities and government agencies and for the protection of.
Okay, and just secondly, saying that we don't accept cash, I literally just bought my sticker for a car today, and paid cash to them. And the county they handle a lot more payments than we would here. I think one of the things they do, this is just something to explore. When you pay them cash, the clerk has to run it through a recording machine. And so every time she accepts a cash payment, to the clerk I used to pay, it's recording that on that machine. It's going to match to her door, I assume, at the end of the day. But it might be worth the city looking at something like that, because obviously handling cash is an issue. But if you have a protocol that your machine, every intake you have, then you'll have a count and then you can reconcile. I think that's how they reconcile the drawer. But it's something to consider. I just was noticing, I was like, I bet that's how they did it. Yeah, drawer count matches.
That would be nice.
That is, there's a lot of law enforcement in the building, so
Yeah.
they don't worry about how much cash they have in the building.
Right. But she recorded the cash in. And then I was owed $15 change and she recorded the cash out in that machine. So she had to do both transactions in that machine, and I'm sure she reconciles reported that machine. Okay.
And it's just surprising how a lot of people would come in with cash still. I mean, some say it's a lot of art, but a lot of people come in with cash and.
Stripes is making a lot of money on money orders off of us.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and there's so many people that I have a checkbook only for Palm Valley. Like, you are the only check I write a check for. The only reason we have a checkbook. So, it would just be nice if we can give our residents an option.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
There are programs that encourage use of cash. There have been some of the financial planning programs out there. Cash is still being
Mhm.
Well, once we get the other machine, we can look for enough something like that for cash. I would have the offer for it.
All right. Somebody was in the middle of a motion.
make a motion that we approve of using credit card service vendor Humor Enterprises to enable the city of Palm Valley to get into credit card payments on site and online, utility services, municipal court payments and permits.
All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right. Number 5, ordinance 2026-01, discussion, consideration, possible action approving ordinance number 202601, approving the ordinance designating chain of command of appointed municipal officers. This is the same one that was tabled last time. Jason Mann here drafted a ordinance to cover that so that our organizational chart will be followed. Says, whereas the city believes that the services and protections provided on behalf of citizens would be best served by adopting a clear chain of command of all employees and municipal officers. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the city council of the city of Palm Valley, the chain of command attached in exhibit A, which is the organizational chart, is hereby adopted and made part of this ordinance. Does anybody have any questions?
My eyeballs are getting old, so it's really hard.
He's got a, it's his.
There.
Can't make the paper bigger.
So my question is, I mean, I know what a type A city is, and according to the chain of command, it is the citizens, the council, and then your city manager and so forth. So what is this? Is that what we're doing, or do we want to give the mayor strictly the authority to hire and fire, or be the, I mean, he runs the day to day. He's the administrator. He's the, top, but when it comes to making major decisions and all that, it's the council. So what is this?
The chain of command that's in place basically tracks, the chain of command that is in place, which would be attached to this, and it's basically tracks the local government code for type A. The mayor is the, for lack of a better word, CEO over the
Yes.
The council makes, its decisions and it has its authority. But then you get to the other municipal officers, and so, which are appointed, of course, by the council. But this just makes it clear that the mayor and so forth are the CEO basically, and sets the flow all the way through. We're sort of unique in that we have adopted a city secretary is what you typically have, right? For type A.
Okay.
But ours is a hybrid administrator secretary. This sort of clears that up. And that was done by ordinance years ago.
And we are still at the top.
Yeah, it's a mayor.
Yes. You're there, right? Well, all the print small, it's all the same font, but
So this So we hadn't adopted the type A city ordinance or?
No, there is the local government code, which provides what I've set out. This just is putting it down on paper to make it clear for everybody.
any other questions?
What is the difference between the city secretary and the city administrator?
Go back to the ordinance. A city secretary is defined under the local government code for a type A. It's specific duties, certifying things, record keepings. There's some delegation that can occur, but those are things that a city secretary does. The city administrator which is something that the council has voted to do. If you go through it, it's more of the administrative things for the city, which aren't necessarily set out under the local government code for a city secretary. It's an expanded role.
Does statute allow a council to do either or? Does it require one? Do we have to specify?
Back when we adopted the ordinance creating the city administrator position, we titled it city administrator / city secretary.
City secretary, yes. It's a dual role, like another municipal officer, city administrator, who's also a city secretary, which is statutory.
So what is statutory, a city secretary or a city administrator?
City secretary.
So is a city administrator allowed by statute?
Yes, it's another municipal office.
We adopted it.
Been adopted by ordinance. It's like a police chief or anyone else.
Okay, I just want to be clear. When I talk about statute, that is statute that is passed in Austin.
Yes,
We do not have a city charter because we're too small. So we are governed by statute.
so
When I
local
say
government. code.
statute, under the government code, that's what I'm saying. So I'm asking for clarification, a type A city, which we are, under statute from Austin, would default to a city secretary normally?
It has to have a city secretary.
Okay. Does it have the option to have a city administrator? Is that in the statute?
It's
And
just
then thus
another
we have-
municipal officer.
And we're given the opportunity to.
Okay, you
adopt
still have
ordinance.
that's a yes or no question. Okay, does the statute allow the city to have a city administrator or to say that specifically?
Yes, and
Okay.
like I said, another municipal officer.
So the city has the right to determine having a city administrator.
Yes,
It has to have a city secretary, but it could choose to do that.
correct.
Okay, then my next question is this. It's within the council's power to determine who the city administrator or anybody else answers to, is that correct? Wouldn't that be right?
The mayor oversees everybody by the statute from Austin.
Okay,
So I don't think that's right.
so the mayor is who oversees it.
Yeah, he's the CEO.
Okay, so then the way I read it. The fact remains, the charge says the city administrator is over the other appointed officials. That's the
Right.
way the chart reads right now.
That's correct.
So. Let's back up again.
Mhm.
If we just had a city secretary, would that be the case? I know we don't, I get that. I'm trying to understand what the statute
If
is.
you're asking if the city secretary would be over the people below them,
The public works director, the police chief,
I don't believe so.
the city attorney.
No,
Okay, so a city secretary,
correct.
is a city administrator supposed to, or is it up to the city council to determine whether or not a city administrator is over those people?
It's up to the council as to what the administrator's role is.
Okay, so if the council chose not to do that, the council would continue to have oversight over the police chief, the public works director, the city administrator, and the city attorney.
Council has oversight of everyone already.
Yeah,
Irrespective.
I agree with that.
It's right there.
Day-to-day function, and
yes.
it's not like, we're not gonna be up here. Doing that, I think overall the firing and hiring and all that, but are you talking about day-to-day stuff, Michael?
Personally, I'm a skeptic. Okay? We are not Chicago. Okay? We are a teeny little town. We are the ones responsive to the citizens. If there is an issue that comes up, we're just a phone call away. Are you available for a special meeting in the next few days? The mayor's already empowered. If something comes up, if he was upset at Chendo for some reason, to suspend him until we have a special meeting to do something like that. But it feels a little bit a solution in search of a problem. I believe, and look, I'm protecting the prerogative of the future city council. Okay, that's my personal opinion. And we have a council form of government. And if something comes up, you know, we're literally across the street. I don't know what else to say. And so I'm
This is to cover daily operations when it comes perspective to simple little requests.
but it doesn't say
This-
that in the ordinance. I
No,
get
but
that you're saying that, but the
At the end
ordinance
of the
is one
day,
little page. and
yeah,
says
at the end
this
of the
is
day,
okay
if
for me.
for whatever reasons that person does not want to follow an order, or there's some kind of issue that comes up. And they don't want to be told what to do, then it becomes a council issue, an entire council issue, and then there would be a special meeting, and then there would be discussions on that. This is to handle a lot of daily operations,
And that's-
budget issues, all kinds of other things that have come up.
Right, that's.
And we've already discussed those items before at length of what was going on. And this is just to clarify that staff needs to be able to take directions when told. That's it.
But are you
No.
saying, Michael, it needs to be more detailed?
No, what he's saying is he doesn't want it at all. That's what he's saying.
Now, when I said, we already have some kind of chain of command right now, but the fact remains.
This just makes it more clear.
Oh, it doesn't, with all due respect.
Okay.
The entire ordinance. That is the entire verbiage of the ordinance. I wouldn't call that specific. I would call that very basic, and it's attached to an organizational chart. So I disagree that it is specific. I think it's just basically saying, we want an org chart, and here it is, and there's not specifics about what's outlined. It's not clear with, I believe the council runs. The council is the ultimate authority of the city, the end of the day. And that's gonna happen 6 months from now when I'm not around. So this is not about me, this is about the prerogatives of the council. And at a minimum, I would suggest tabling it again, because I don't feel that a 4-sentence ordinance with an org chart is specific. And in my opinion, without clarity, I believe the city council was giving away power. So that's my concern. So if there's a choice, I'm a no, or I'll table it, but that's how I feel about it at this moment.
Is that
So
your
what
motion?
would you
Hold on,
see?
is that your motion?
I did not make a motion.
Okay.
What would you like to see in it? Just more specifics?
I would like more clarity. This is not a clear ordinance.
I agree with you.
I would like more clarity. I'm not saying I'm a no forever, but I'm a no for something that is this long.
Yeah.
With the chart attached to
So
it.
I need a motion.
Let me ask you, I know we're kind of dragging it on, but if, would it be better answered through an employee handbook? A clear employee policy?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just a thought, I mean, if you're looking for something to, it's a little.
Duties.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's been a while since we've updated the employee or the personnel manual here.
And that's in the works,
Mhm.
but it's gonna be a long process.
For sure. I mean, we have so many things that are being brought up to date, which I appreciate. It's,
Yeah,
it's just one more thing added to that.
we've been going through it with a highlighter on everything.
For
It's just
sure.
be addressed.
Yeah.
And that would have to be adopted by you always one.
More.
In Taipei City, if you look it up, it's very clear how it works. That can be the order. Just look it up. Taipei City, how does it run? It'll tell you specifically how it runs.
Mhm.
And it's very clear. So I'm just real simple there.
Well, then I agree with my thought that we should table it at this point until we can get a more clear.
Do I have a
ordinance.
motion?
I move that we table it.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Let's see.
And that you made the motion, Mike, you.
I seconded.
Thank you.
Number seven. Executive session, executive closed section in accordance with the Open Meetings Act as authorized by the Texas Government Code regarding any matter listed on the agenda pursuant to section 55107. Huh?
You have one more ordinance.
Where's it at? Missing
Ordinance
something.
6, a budget ordinance, I think.
Budget amendments.
I'm missing that here on this one. Let's see where I'm at.
Item 6.
My cheat sheets.
It's right after that one.
Yeah.
Number 6, agenda item 6.
Okay, there we go. Number 6, ordinance number 2026-02, discussion, consideration, and possible action approving ordinance number 202602, amending ordinance 2025-04, adopting for year 2025-2026 budgets. City administrator, I'm recommending this one go into executive session, or you want to discuss that one out here?
Executive will work in it.
Okay. I'm recommending that one for executive session. Number 7, executive session, executive closed session in accordance with the Open Meetings Act as authorized by Texas Government Code regarding any matter listed on the agenda pursuant to section 551071. Consultation with town attorney 551072, deliberation regarding real property 551074, deliberation regarding personnel or 551076, deployment of specific occasions, implementation of security personnel or devices, and 551087, deliberation regarding economic development negotiations. We're going under A, deliberation regarding personnel. I just need a motion. We're going to be taking, hold on. Number 9, reference to city attorney, discussion, consideration, possible action to accept the resignation of City Attorney Jason Mann. Number 10, City Attorney RFQ, discussion, consideration, possible actions to appoint a city attorney by awarding the requests for qualifications RFQ for legal services and authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with the selected attorney firm in accordance with the Texas Local Government Code. And number 11, City Engineer RFQ, discussion, consideration, possible action to appoint a city engineer by awarding the request for qualifications RFQ for engineering services and authorizing the mayor to negotiate and execute an agreement with the selected engineering firm in accordance with Texas Local Government Code. And I believe somewhere.
Are you wanting to include the budget in the executive?
Yes.
Is that? I don't think we can do the budget in the executive session. No.
Nope. Okay, then we'll do it right now before we go into executive session. Ms. Rennie Gonzalez.
Okay, so you have a budget option in front of you. I was able to finally get some of the accounts reconciled with the outstanding IRS issues that we had from years 2023 and 2024 from the prior administrations. And I was able to get the breakdown of the outstanding amount and where we're still at with what's being charged with penalties and interest. And just to recap, I know we said it in the packet, but obviously the interest is still being charged to the city every day that's not being paid. So the IRS representative strongly encouraged the city to pay what is outstanding, and that as soon as the account is reconciled and everything is processed with our request that we did submit back in July of 2025, and she did confirm that the request has been received. And she said once the request is processed, we will be getting a refund. I confirmed that, you know, if we pay it now, we're not assuming any guilt basically. And she said no, that it would still be processed, everything would still be reviewed, and that's when we that we would get a refund for anything, but that we would basically be stopping the bleed is the best way to put it, is because she said interest is rarely ever reversed or abated. She said the interest is only usually forgiven if it's a mistake on their end. So if they apply the payment to maybe somebody else's account and we're using French interest. So we're basically just increasing the balance on ourselves if we don't just pay, right? So that's the budget adjustment along with, so that's the budget adjustment I have included for the IRS, which would come out of just our general fund.
Can you identify on what page that's at?
I sure can. Potentially.
It's on the
Maybe if my book got, let me see if my book got updated. So on option A, so I have two options. I left option B because that was what had got served with you guys with your original packets. So, but I hadn't gotten a hold of the IRS at that point in time. So with the second meeting. So when you are looking at option A, the cover memo.
After where it says 13 with all the budget.
Budget adjustment, budget request form.
Mhm.
So it will be everybody.
No. Where is it? I mean, I'm pretty, but I just want to see. What is that?
Yeah, you're correct, Liz.
7?
So and that on the right side there.
Yeah, to be. Should be. Option B, so it says where it says page 3 of 4 at the top. Fund 1 will be the city operating account, and it goes to GL account 01044002 for payroll tax in the amount of $102,353.20. And then the next budget adjustment will be for the city operating account for GL account number 01-044059 for the enterprise software. This is a $13,000 expense. The next one is for IT adjustment for information and technology hardware. This is account number 01044053. The next one is an adjustment for the water operating account for the enterprise software, account number 02104059, the amount of 13,000. So the enterprise software portion, this is, you guys have previously approved this when you've approved the whole ERP system overall. This is implementation. This is not the cost of the software. Is as they're implementing it, the training and the implementation as everything is going. So this is the portion of that. So you guys have previously approved it when you approved the whole.
Or if we move it to this.
It just needs to be allocated because we didn't know the amounts to allocate when we did the initial budget. So that's why we're having to do this adjustment now. So the 102,000, just to clarify, is going to be coming from the general fund that's been sitting in there all of this time because it was deducted from the accounts from our employees. It was it just wasn't paid to the IRS, so it's been sitting there. So that's going to come from the general fund. These other accounts are going to be coming from within the excess that we had left in the 25-26 budget. So and the last one is for will be from for the water operating account for laboratory testing. So the cost of the chemical testing that Jenna has to do for our water plant has gone up significantly. And then there's also testing because of the change in our permit. There's some testing that we have to do now quarterly that we have to do prior. So
It's supposed to be monthly, but we had that.
yeah,
We had
yeah.
argued and whittled it down.
And we when it first came back up, it was going to be monthly, and then so now thankfully it's only going to be quarterly. So that's where the 15,000 is going to be accounted for.
So, in talking about the payroll issue.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly endorse paying the bill. I did last month. Because we may be able to argue getting back the penalty, we may not be able to get back the interest, which is a separate penalty that we may be able to.
And that's what's being conveyed to us right now.
Which is what we're working on.
Yeah.
Now, if you think about. You withheld the money from the employee, so you put that in a bucket. And then it wasn't spent. Now, I don't know if that bucket was an interest bearing bucket, but certainly. The city holds some interest bearing accounts and have some benefit of that. This would ultimately be something to discuss with an auditor. If you can offset some of your penalty interest costs, or so you can offset some of your interest costs with the tax liability against your interest gain and the city's interest bearing accounts. I would ask the accountant that question.
We've been crunching all the numbers to make sure every single penny is accounted. And so we went back. This has been something that's been going on again because of access. When Sylvia left, that stopped and it created a problem. So when we finally discovered it and we started paying it, those payments weren't going to right now, they're going to back when Sylvia left.
Well, I'm just trying.
And so it's being.
I don't want you to have to rob any line items that you don't have to take from. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Right.
So.
No, the money's there. It's been we did take that. It's just been sitting there, didn't go back out.
Right, but we didn't collect money to pay interest.
Oh, no,
To the
of course not.
IRS from our employees, so you have to square that circle.
Yes.
So there is a component of the total that is interest that was not deducted from our employees or from the general fund at the time for the city's match. So you have a subcomponent of the number that you somehow you need to bridge. So how we bridge right now, it's interest and penalties. So I'm suggesting first starting with the interest to the extent, and I would ask the auditors this question. Can you offset that interest cost to pay? Because see, what happened was we didn't pay the IRS, so we were getting to continue to theoretically earn interest on that money on our side. So there could be a way to offset some of that so that you don't have to rob another operating line item for your budget. because otherwise you have to find money somewhere. So that would be the first question that I would ask the auditor. And then I would secondly suggest you need to cordon off the penalty portion of the IRS's bill. however much it is, I'm pulling the number out of it, it's probably $10,000 somewhere, to take this. We're collecting interest. That's gonna have, if they don't forgive it, we're gonna have to get it from somewhere, but that's why I'm just in thinking about it, do three. You have one, which was what we collected, what we withheld from our employees and matched as the employer. You have the second, which is interest we owe the IRS, no matter what, they're gonna charge them to you. I agree with that service person. But we were also collecting interest because we still had the money, so maybe you can offset some of that. And there's probably gonna be a gap between those two, you know, solve that problem. And then you would cordon off your penalties for the time being, you're gonna have to budget for that, but hopefully you're gonna go back. But I think there's a way. I'm just trying to find a way to minimize the impact on other everyday operating line items to the budget. That's why I'm pointing all of those things out. So, but I certainly would make sure, you know, to the penalty, specific penalty number. Because if you can get that back, that'll clean that up. And then you can haggle with the auditor over how you handle the interest, because otherwise you're gonna say you're getting money.
Right.
All discussions that.
Right.
Not with me, so I'm doing it now.
No, so when, right, so we're doing the 23-24 audit, and so that's gonna be part of what we're gonna be doing. When we make this payment, we'll reconcile all of those and find out where we can offset and how we offset and get it to because it's gonna have to balance. So as we're doing the 23-24, which is where these payments are, it's quarters one, it's I think that the oldest one is quarter one from 2023. So that one will pick up in quarter three of 2023. So it'll reconcile by the time we get this audit 23-24 audit done, and we should be able to answer at least the majority of it, because we won't know what the penalties that we're going to get back are, but at least we can have it identified and maybe have our game plan of what we think is how we're going to account for it, and what the numbers are. And that's what the auditors and I will do as we're going through the payroll checks and balances of the audit. But I think I follow what you're saying with the interest. Our operating accounts aren't as high of interest, which is where it was sitting. If it had been in one of the high yield, money market accounts, it might have been more equal, but our operating accounts aren't that high of interest, and that's where it was sitting, but it's better than nothing.
And I appreciate that it's just a budget amendment vote, but penalties and interest, it's a 5-figure sum. And that money's gonna have to come from somewhere, so it's not an insignificant amount that needs to be pulled out. So I appreciate what she's trying to do to square everything up, but it's not a small amount. May not. So, and they'll help you. It's gonna take a while. I suspect you're still gonna be talking about it 5 months from now. But pay it off for them.
Yeah.
Staff recommendations for.
To do budget or to approve option B with the budget amendment.
Any other questions?
Mike, thanks for
Got a motion?
Is that supposed to be?
So we need a motion to approve option B. Okay, I make a motion that we approve option B for the budget adjustment and the budget amendment. Press 1.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, I need a motion for executive session.
I'm gonna do one executive session.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are moving into executive session. It is 8:09 PM.
Thank you.
I'll stick around because we might be calling you all in soon.
I think this is your.
What time is it?
Yeah.
Mayor, what did you say?
8:09.
Hold on. I just paused, right?
Right. It's 9:37. We are out of executive session. And we are going back to number 9, city attorney discussion, consideration, possible action to accept the resignation of city attorney Jason Mann. Do I have a motion?
Motion to accept the resignation of City Attorney Jason Mann effective March 31st.
I have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
A second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And our deep thanks to Jason Mann for all his years of service.
Yes.
Appreciate that. So. Number 10, city attorney RFQ discussion, consideration, possible action to appoint a city attorney by awarding a request for qualifications for legal services and authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with the selected attorney firm in accordance with the Texas Local Government Code. Before you start, I'm going to read out the following firms that were following attorneys.
I just want to make a general comment. I think I can speak for everyone. All of you were very qualified. We really appreciated the thoroughness of the answers to every one of the RFQs. All, as you can tell, we talked for a very long time. So, but I appreciate, and I know we all appreciate your collective willingness to throw your hat in the ring and help us out in our fair town. So thank you.
And you stayed this entire time.
The following RFQs that were submitted were by the law firm of Denton and Novato and Mr. John Michael Hayward and Mr. Alan Ozuna. And so there was a lot of discussion in our executive session. Does any of y'all have any questions left that you'd like to discuss?
It was a tough decision.
That was, yeah.
Very tough.
Thank you for your patience.
Okay, so I need a motion.
I make a motion that we award the special qualification for legal services to the law office of Alan T. Ozuna, effective April 1st.
I have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Ozuna.
Thank you all for being here.
So much.
Yes.
Thank you all for your time.
Time.
Appreciate it. Number 11, city engineer RFQ discussion, consideration, possible action to appoint a city engineer by awarding the request for qualifications RFQ for engineering services and authorizing the mayor to negotiate and execute an agreement with the selected engineering firm in accordance with Texas Local Government Code. Motion.
That we table consideration of the city engineer RFQ to a trade.
I'll second.
I have a motion. I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion is tabled and we're jumping down to number 13, adjournment. I need a motion.
Motion we adjourn.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It is 9:41. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate it.
Thank you for being here, really. It's a tough decision, so. I have not eaten. I have not.